very good tracking is a good thing, and it doesn't look like Nor have any tracking disruptors, so these nightmares
Yes.
are sitting pretty.
I think one of the reasons, so the Nightmares are now firing, we're going to see how well they manage to get hits. Nightmares are extremely powerful ships. They were given an extra slot and a new afterburner bonus in the Kronos release, but they're very vulnerable to E-War. They can be damped and they can be tracking disrupted, and that's always something that you have to be very careful about in a tournament setting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, damps and tracking disruptors, you might not see it in small gang fights on TQ. Well, a little bit, but not nearly as organized as you see it in the tournament, and they're practically all over the place. If you've got a team without any form of E-War, probably going to have a bad time in the tournament. That's what the control bar looks like on your screen, among other things. So you can see Scum have a pretty decent control bar, at least huge compared to Nor's control bar.
Yeah, and that's going to be coming from those the E-War they've got sitting on their Mollusk and then spread across Harpies and Worms as well. It's only, I think, a matter of time until one of these guys has to move in and get a kill. If this thing goes to the full time while the points are tied, then we're going to actually see time start to speed up. Which will give the logistics pilots a much harder time keeping their ships alive. And maybe
that'll
that's what
be a disaster.
Maybe that each side thinks that they're just more skilled and will be able to react to the faster time more effectively than their opponents. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe they just have sick micro skills and they just want to put that to the test and just like flaunt it for everyone. But now there's 2 minutes left in the match. If it does go to time, as Fozzie said, it will go into like super mega tie-dye, reverse tie-dye, so everything speeds up. And we'll have a 5-minute window to see how it goes.
And that being said, if either one of these teams can kill one ship immediately before time runs out, then they'll win on points. So the first thing we do when time runs out is we see if any team has a points advantage. Right now, both are sitting at 0 points killed. If they can kill one of the frigates and snipe it right within this last minute, then keep the rest of their ships alive, that will give them the win.
All right, we've got a development, boys. Noir is going down back to the jump beacon that they were initially going to. Looks like they made up their minds. They're all crowding around that, except for this one Daredevil by Sovereign. He's kind of hanging out a little bit. I hope he doesn't get sniped.
And Scum is sitting at their own beacon. So they're at the opposite corners right now.
Please cross jump.
If they cross jump each other from here, they'll actually land like 30 kilometers away from each other. They'll jump past each other, but not the whole way past. So they'd actually be in a pretty good range to engage if they did that.
So who do you give the advantage to right here, right now, with 1 minute left in the match?
Honestly, I'd have to give it to Scum with more E-War. They can get the Logi damped out and then try to snipe some small ships. Longer range on the Nightmares as well. Though at this point, I have a hard time imagining that in the 20 seconds left, they're going to actually jump in and get a kill, which means we are going to go to speed up time. Now the Scum guys are jumping across the field. Scum are blinking across the field using the micro jump units. We see the entire side there. There we go. They're jumping as a unit towards the middle of the arena, and it looks like they're going to try to probably get a kill. It's too late now for them to get the kill before time runs out. We are now into fast time. Time is running at 1.5 times speed, and we're going to have to see how well Scum can take down the Heretic that they're primarying, but it's getting saved.
Heretic is holding. Those sick micro skills on the North team. He's showing everybody.
So every minute, time will start getting faster and faster. It's going 1.5 times speed now. Once the minute is up, it'll start going 2.25 times speed, and it'll continue accelerating from there.
All right, it looks like this is just what Noir wanted. They just wanted to be in super fast time. They're all rushing in with their support wing of Daredevils and Enyos.
We have a Daredevil webbed and painted. It looks like it's about to go down. The Daredevil of Terramis Calamity. There he goes. He's down. And a second Daredevil of Sovereign Apocalypse following right behind. That's 2 quick kills for Scum.
Yeah, Scum is just melting this Noir support wing, which is really not something Noir want. They need to get these Vindicators onto something. Looks like the Vindies are shooting a worm now, but
the Vindies are still down at the back. I don't know why they sent their frigates in while keeping most of their large ships all the way at the back of the arena. And now time has gone to 2.25 times speed, so you're seeing more than double speed Eve going on right now.
Yeah, this is kind of a disaster for the Noir team. Obviously, they won't be eliminated should they lose, but they do get a little bit taste of blood by killing a Mollusk. Mm-hmm. That's good. A little bit too little too late, though I do like the call of shooting the Mollusk pretty quickly.
At this point, the big ships are dead, so it is still possible for Noir to take this, but it is not looking good. Having lost a lot of frigs early on, it means that the support wing for Scum is going to be much harder to kill, although as I say that, a worm goes down for Scum.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of crazy. Noir are kind of repping now. They're holding a little bit better.
Yeah.
Nobody's shooting each other's Logi. Okay, now
There we go, the
Phil,
Basilisk.
the Scum Bassi, is getting shot at, which is a great target for these
He's
Noir
webbed
guys
now.
to shoot at.
So there is now a web on the Basilisk for Scum. If Noir can take that Basilisk down, that's going to put them into a pretty big lead, especially considering that the Aniros. Oh, there he goes!
vanished.
Wow, because time is sped up now to three and a half times speed, and so there's no way that he was able to tank Vindy and a Navy Mega at triple speed.
All right, we've got a game now. It might not look like it, but we totally do. I think actually
The Aniros is now webbed. Noir's Aniros is webbed, and it's going down.
Oh, this is not what they wanted.
If Noir wants to take this, they need to take out down some of the DPS fast. They need to knock down a Nightmare or finish off the Worms before that Aniros goes down.
Yeah, they really need to kill one of these Nightmares. The Vindy Navy Mega is better than the Nightmare combo in terms of DPS. So if they just focus on that right now, they can potentially win.
All right, so now neither side has Logis. We have a bigger frigate wing up for Scum. That frigate wing is dropping fast. It looks like the Alexei of Cards Vindicator was webbed there, but it's off now. And Black Matrix's Nightmare for Scum is the primary, and it is going through shields pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, geez, this is close. Scum are shooting an EOS, which is a good target here, I think. Removing the links.
EOS is probably going to die before the Nightmare, but that Nightmare is going to die, which is going to leave us a Vindicator and Navy Mega at 5 times speed versus double Nightmare Vulture, double Worm Harpy.
Oh, this Vindy is melting so fast, though. Oh, geez.
Yes, the Nightmare
I don't
Black
even know if they're going
Matrix
to kill
is
the
pulling
Nightmare.
back shields, which means that, yes, him staying alive is getting Alexei of Card down, and wow.
Oh, hashtag baited. So baited.
The Nightmare of Black Matrix is using his local shield booster and pulling back shields. Or actually, you know what? I think that's just mostly passive recharge. It's because time is going so fast that his passive recharge is looking like a shield booster. And that is the match. Noir Mercenary Group and Scum decided to brawl in super speed.
That was crazy. That was actually crazy, and that was amazing.
And that is something you can only see here at the Alliance Tournament. With that, Noir Mercer Group will get sent to the elimination matches, and Scum moves on through the winners bracket. We'll send you to some player ads, and then we'll be back very soon for a much anticipated match between Waffles and Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork.
You want to stay up to date on the market? You spend most of your time blowing stuff up, but you want to know why Plex are so damn high? Then watch EVE Talk, your weekly look at the market in EVE Online. EVE Talk with me, the Lone Wolf, every Saturday, only on YouTube.
Have sort of a poisonous leadership. Poisonous leadership. Poisonous leadership. Poisonous leadership. Poisonous leadership.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is CCP Fozzie, joined once again by Elise Randolph, and we have a really cool match coming up for you now. Waffles versus Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork. I was getting worried after these first two matches had no flagships that we were going to be bucking the first weekend trend to flagships everywhere, but then the Waffles came to the rescue, and that is their flagship Armageddon, piloted by Ryo Chaos.
Indeed, and in fact, Waffles during the bans had banned the Geddon, or never mind. The MIF team had banned the Geddon, and Waffle just said, you know what, we've got a Geddon flagship, just going to bring it. So it's Footwork in blue, Waffles in red. Footwork brought an undermanned team, but it's going to be a tough nut to crack. Waffles have a more traditional team with their flag Geddon, some Vexers, and they're just going to go to town right now.
Yeah, the Waffles charging in a little bit. We're seeing the drones now dropped. It's infiltrators for the most part and geckos by the Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork team. They're going to be tinkering, trying to get a very strong tank, and it looks like Waffles are going to try to break that Navy Vexer first.
Yeah, that's a good choice by the Waffles. I mean, the Footwork team, they really didn't want to see a Geddon here, and now they have to see not only Geddon, but a flag Geddon. So this is not going to be great for them. You can see the first Navy Vexer piloted by Grim starting to break now.
You can see just a moment ago that control bar for Waffles went from not very full to extremely full, and that's when those Armageddon newts suddenly turned on the Proteus. They are going to be applying a lot of newting power to the Proteus and making it much harder for him to keep all of his reps going.
Yeah, with this amount of reps, the Waffles are splitting damage a little bit. Looks like the Footwork team has managed to get some of their drones onto Daniel in these Waffles Onirios. That's basically their only hope right here, is the whole tank. And never mind, they're shooting this Vexer instead.
Yep.
It's through the Onirios. They just don't
Swiss and the Vexer is down.
Blood.
That is a big kill. Anytime you can knock down DPS when you're flying these Tinker teams, it really, really helps relieve the pressure on your logistics. And a Vexer does a lot of DPS, so getting him off the field is an excellent choice.
Yep, the Footwork team have damps on their EOSs, I guess, and they just threw the damps on the Onirios. The Onirios couldn't get in range fast enough. And wham bam.
Now they're going to try Virus Pottage in the second Vexer and see if they can bring him down. He's got webs on him. He's got reps, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Jeez, this is not looking too good for Waffles. These Vexers represent a huge amount of their DPS. They don't have a very heavy core of ships. They've got a Geddon and an EOS for their main damage. These Vexers were something they were definitely counting on.
All right, it looks like to try to change things up, the Waffles have decided to put all of their damage onto Stormwind Bloodfeather, the Proteus for Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork. They're going to try to break him now that they've been nuding him for a while, and he is going down to half armor. He is slowly dropping. If they can bring him down, that'll swing this match pretty heavily.
Yep, this Stormwind guy is taking massive damage. But is it going to be enough? It looks like it might be enough.
Yes, I mean, so we're now seeing a bunch of shield damage onto the flagship Armageddon for the Waffles. It might be that Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork realizes that they need to take that nuding off the field. But then again, Stormwind's pulling back his armor now.
Oh, jeez, Waffles. Waffles, please.
So we've now had two Vexers and one Heretic killed, and there's a second Heretic coming up very quickly down for Waffles. There we go. And that still no kills against Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork. But considering this is a Tinker setup, any one loss will be pretty crippling for them. So they need to keep their whole team alive.
Yeah, absolutely. The Waffles don't really care about their Heretics in this particular matchup. Generally, they're very good at killing drones and things like that, which we don't really see them doing too much of. Waffles do have ECM drones out, though, so maybe they're hoping A lucky jam cycle will be right up their alley, but
Except that they're still applying damage to the Proteus, so the jam cycles wouldn't help too much. Meanwhile, Rodix's Vexor, the last remaining Vexor for Waffles, is dropping into about half armor and going down quickly. Once he's down, that's again a lot of DPS off the field that could have been applied to Stormwind.
yeah, geez, this is not too good, not too good at all.
That being said,
so if
Stormwind
you're in this
keeps-
position,
Oh, go ahead.
if you're in this position, if you're in Waffles, what you want to do is probably start killing some of these drones, just to manage the DPS a little bit, because time is on your side now. I mean, you've lost your Vexors already, so might as well just go full ham and just save as many other ships as you can right now.
We're going to have to see who the next primary is. There's a web on the Aneros of Daniel for Waffles. We'll see if they get much damage applied. Yep, there they go. The drones have caught up with him, and they're going to try to bring down that Aneros. If they can do that while Stormwind stays alive, that's going to be another really big step for Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork.
Yeah, we've got honest-to-God web drones by the Footwork team that have managed to hit the Aneros web drones, something that we almost never see. It looks like there's one flight of web drones, and then the rest are damage drones. And it's working, I guess.
Yeah.
Daniel's just eating it right now.
He's pulling away a bit from the drones now, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough because those web drones are keeping him able to be hit by the geckos pretty effectively. And meanwhile, again, Stormwind Bloodfeather in the Proteus continues to hold on just fine. He's dropped as low as about 1/3 armor, but then bounces himself back up. This is obviously, as we've mentioned before, a very stressful position to be in, being the Logistics Tech 3 for a Tinker setup.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for an armor setup. You've got so many buttons to mash, and it's just so hard to manage everything and overheat. Make sure your guys are repped. You can just get like a small heart attack just thinking about it.
So Daniel, it looks like he's outrunning the drones right now that are chasing him and pulling back his armor. But while he's doing that, he can't rep the Armageddon of Ryo Chaos.
Yeah, he's either got to save the flagship or save himself. So.
And the drones have now pulled back. So he's out of range, he's damped, and the drones are all pulling back, and they're going to try to take down this Armageddon before he can get within range. And a reminder, this is a flagship Armageddon, so not only is it probably very valuable, but also if Waffles lose it, they can't bring another flagship for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, so for Waffles right now, do you just say, okay, I'm going to save the flagship, I'm going to just eat this match and call it a loss, but try and save my flagship and just kind of boogie out with it, or what do you
honestly,
do?
it's a tough choice. They keep getting glimpses of maybe being able to kill a Vexor Navy issue or something like that, but then it's just not coming together. If anything, you should probably just be pulling some distance, trying to kill off some drones, and then that'll give you the time to kind of reevaluate your position.
So this Footwork team, they didn't make a lot of waves for some reason, but last year the only teams they lost to were Hydra and Agony, two really, really strong tournament teams. Hydra, obviously one of the top 2, and Agony top 10 in my books, to be honest.
And there we see an EOS dropping for Waffles. At this point, Waffles I don't think has any way of winning this match. If they want to try to save their flagship, that's got to be their goal at this point. Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork is a team that I was a huge fan of last year because they did kind of come out of nowhere. We were very impressed. They came and helped us out with some testing of the tournament tool and actually just kind of surprised us with their professionalism in that. And then all of a sudden they did amazingly in the tournament as well. And it was great to see them kind of come out of nowhere. As this flagship drops into low armor, he is webbed, and I don't think he's going to be able to escape.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He's trying to motor out, but he's webbed.
And it's not just web drones. He's got actual webs on him, I think, from the hostile team because he's in close. There he goes. That's the flagship gone for Waffles, and that's got to hurt. That this is a match that it seems most observers thought would go to Waffles. I actually had Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork as my prediction for the match, but it seemed from talking to people and seeing the betting and all that Waffles were the favorite, and Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork showing that as now the Aneros dies as well, that they are here to hopefully repeat and even improve on their excellent performance from last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And last year they were one of the few teams to make use of these Tinker sort of teams. We saw them used earlier in the tournament yesterday in day 1, and I don't think a single Tinker won a match. They didn't even get close. They were all 100-0 wipes. Well, this time they took an Underman team, they took a Tinker, they bucked all the trends, and they tried to ban again, they saw again, and they still managed to win.
As the heretic drops down now it's just a matter of time. God's messenger and his Eos will be going down pretty soon, most likely, as all the damage moves to him. And Minister of Inappropriate Footwork holding together. It'd be great to see a screenshot of the modules on that Proteus after the fight. I have a feeling that at the point he was being primaried, he had to overheat a lot of modules and keep himself
absolutely.
alive.
If anyone's got Stormwind Bloodfeather's ear, just have him like take a screenie, take a selfie, post it on Twitter. Hashtag heart attack.
Yeah, and so would you say, Elise, is the thing that sets apart this Tinker as opposed to the ones we saw that didn't work out so well yesterday? So we saw people trying to repeat the triple shield dummy Tinker. What is it about this Tinker that makes it more effective?
Well, these ones you saw, they could project their damage, so they used their drones really effectively. They didn't put too many points in, and most importantly is they had command ships for the links. And not only did they have one command ship, they have 3 command ships. So that's 6 links. And you can see they even have armor bots. So, I mean, at any point, these EOSs could have just recalled their drones, throw their armor bots on the Proteus. And that's 15 armor bots. That's a huge amount of rep. So they didn't even have to use it for this one, and they kind of went by.
So coming up against a team like this, with all the flexibility advantages that a drone damage and drone repairing team can have, you also want to try to take advantage of the fact that you can kill off the drones. That's one thing that we didn't see a lot of out of Waffles, but a team that is more mobile, it's very likely that this Minister of Inappropriate Footwork team doesn't have a lot of prop mods, can keep range and kind of pick apart the drones bit by bit, especially if those Vexor Navy issues. We talked about a little bit yesterday. Vexor Navy issues are a ship we're going to see probably a lot of in this tournament, but they're very vulnerable in that they can't carry extra drones. They only have enough room for the one full flight of heavy drones or sentry drones. And so if you kill their drones, that's a drone that they don't have. They can't just replace it. And that means that you've just taken a chunk of their damage right out of the fight.
Yep, and with that, the match is over. The Waffle Molluses, which Molluses good ships in the tournament, not really useful against this matchup. At least they're left alive, so that's kind of cool. Maybe they can scoop some of these augmented ogres, which are pretty expensive, before the match actually ends.
Yep, and with that, Ministry of Inappropriate Footwork moving on in the winners bracket, as I think a lot of people may have expected them to do if they remembered them from last year. Waffles going down into the elimination rounds, and we're going to send you to some ads and then be back for Mortis versus Coven very soon.
Oh no, I bombed.
You bombed us.
So I'm sorry, guys.
September 13th, the EVE Online Gaming Event. Hashtag EVE_NT. Be there or be a douchebag.